One champion, 15 hopeful contenders. Tonight, LW Attigan must once again prove he is the most dominant force in the PlayStation division. The champion will, with a perfect 9-0 record last season, now enters the new season looking to replicate his dominance and once again wreak havoc over the PlayStation division. The young Turkish prodigy has swept away all of his past challenges. His pressure boxing and wild combinations are truly a sight to behold. But in order to leave tonight as the champion, he must run the gauntlet once again. Enter the 50 men who want nothing more than to be named the champion. Contenders from across the globe will enter the cage one by one, all hoping for a chance to move closer to the final stage of the bracket and call himself the PlayStation champion prime time. Styles make fights, but the competitors will make the memories. 16 fighters require greatness, but only one will reach it. One champion to rule, one champion to defend. So strap in, take a breath, and welcome Primetime back to the Octagon once again. This is Primetime MMA, the PlayStation Grand Prix.
Apologies there, I went with my microphone muted for a second. Excellent way to start it off with, Doctor, and then of course the professional hiccup from myself. I'm your host, Cyrus the Looney. Appreciate the excellent intro there from Doctor. Got me hyped up for this card, the PlayStation Grand Prix Season 2. This division as a whole, Doc, has been growing and growing. We have some of the top flight talent now coming through, and of course, a lot of guys looking to try and dethrone the reigning and dominant champion, as you beautifully said on the intro there, Attigan, LW Attigan, who has, been on a tear over Season 1 as a whole and looked really, really, tough to beat. So I'm really interested to see how this new format shakes up this division for him.
Indeed, the PlayStation division has been growing over and over. We've seen a couple hopeful contenders at the very end of last season looking to make their names. Robin being one of them. He's kind of my most interesting pick in all this. Like, he's shown he's good enough for it, but would he be able to get that chance to fight Attigan is the question. Going back to champion, no, he's 9-0. A lot of these people are previous title challengers as well, so will they have improved since they've last fought him or not? It will be the question on tonight's cards.
Yeah, no, for certain there, brother. And obviously looking through the card, there are some familiar names as a whole, top to bottom. Obviously had the top 15/16 kind of come into this. One or two changes all round leading up to the card, but I think it's left us with a beautiful kind of lineup ahead of us, especially for this first round, and then, of course, subsequently the later round. So Bang Bang v Peace Mahai. That's going to be one hell of a way to end out the right-hand side of the bracket. Bang Bang always brings it, and from recent performances as well there, Doc, Peace has looked absolutely fantastic as well, so I think that's one hell of a matchup. Any particular matchups that stand out to yourself outside of, like, Humble, Deagle Fly, and a couple of the other, kind of really, really sneaky good ones on there?
I mean, I can bring it back to the first fight of the season. The first fight of this evening with Attigan versus Reaper. That's going to be a title fight. You've seen Reaper before. He's called out Attigan countless times in the back, and I'm expecting Reaper to put on one hell of a performance. You've also got Stoyan. He's kind of an underdog. He's known for being fairly sneaky in the striking department, so he's also going to be an interesting part. But across the board, all of these people have deserved it. Kobe, I've just realized, is another one. He put on arguably the best performance I've seen against Attigan in a title defense. We went 4 rounds, competitive all the way through. It's going to be interesting to see if he can get to that point to actually fight him.
Yeah, for certain, brother. Like I said, honestly, any one of these guys has the opportunity to leave tonight as the champion of Primetime MMA on the PlayStation division. Quite honestly, I can't wait to get into it personally. Yeah, I'm just waiting for these guys currently. He's currently on a pause screen, but I think that they've been ready for a little while. No, he is back, so we're going to skip across. Now, of course, just to bring it on to your point, this is a title fight to kick off this Grand Prix, Doc. And one interesting thing to note, of course, throughout this Grand Prix as a whole, much like it was yesterday on the Xbox side of things, it is going to be a 4-star fighter limit on all fights that are not title fights. So that is every fight that Attigan and his opponent fights in, or whoever is holding the belt at that stage in the competition. And of course the main card as well there, Doc. That also is going to because it's going to be a title fight, right, is going to be a 5-star fighter. And as such, that's why in this very first fight, we're going to see Michael Bisping beat Robert Whittaker by the looks of things. And I think that's a good way to start us off. We're not going to see these two guys being used again in this division. So I think it'll lead to a little bit of a banger with two heavy kind of favoring strikers.
Well, you have one with the cardio king of the division. I think he's got about 97, maybe 98 probably. You got Whittaker with a 97 recovery. So both of them are there and both of them can stand the test of time within a 5-round fight. Will we get to that point and seeing them gassing out is going to be the question. I most likely expect a lot of body work on both their ends.
Yeah, I mean, that's a staple of both of these guys' games for certain. They do like to work the body quite heavily. Like you said on the intro, coming into this. And interesting to note, Reaper is the man that writes these intros there, Doc. And, obviously he is well versed in the way that UFC Turkey approaches this game. And like you said, he feels that he has the answer to it. But it can be a little bit easier said than done at times, especially with the whirlwind that the current champion brings to his opponents. Just has a bit of a knack to kind of take people out of their element and get some damage landing.
That's a lovely little body combo there. Reaper did try to step back, got met with a front kick, so he's got to make sure his defense is up. Both of them already digging to that body, a jab straight, the lead hook earlier by Anakin, the body kicks and the leg kicks of Reaper. He seems to be wanting to kick the legs of Whittaker out early.
Liking what I'm seeing. I mean, obviously this is what we have come to expect from Anakin, right? He doesn't really like to take too many back steps at all. I think that on the opposite end, TMM's very own Reaper is doing a relatively good job of keeping his defense up until this stage, Doc. The damage starting to bleed through very, very quickly in this early part of the first round. He sits him down. He may be looking for an early finish, and oh my God.
He does try for it, gets back up, evidently wanting to recenter himself, but put him on the back foot again, does extend out there, get his leg kick check, and Whittaker's still coming forward. He's happy to come forward and put on this pressure.
You love to see it non-stop. Kind of relentless pressure from the champion. Those slip hooks are going to continue to stack up on the side of the champ. Honestly, I feel like right now Bisping with that cardio needs to kind of be playing the long game and not getting caught like that, Doc. Oh my God, a lead hook sits him down. Almost a finish on the card, but Reaper surviving for a little bit longer at least.
Yeah, only a little bit longer there. A couple more shots on the ground would have got him out. He does go for the grappling attempt, gets the reversal. Now maybe we see a bit of top mount instead, though. We end up in sprawl, and this is a difficult place to be. The only real damage you can do from here is that body work, which is Reaper's going for, and it's very effective.
Yeah, I mean, especially when your opponent isn't full stamina, it chips away at that total, kind of the lasting stamina. I don't know what to call it. Permanent stamina. That's the one, Doc. Permanent stamina. But obviously the champ did a good job of getting back to his feet here. Reaper's going to continue to try and wrestle him, but the separation was imminent.
Yeah, separation was imminent. Another slip hook lands on Bisping's chin, and both of them are still going at it. Reaper evidently doesn't want to set back and cruise out the last minute of the round. He wants to engage, does get the retaliation with a knockdown though.
Yeah, a little bit of nerves maybe for Reaper at this point. The champion's kind of catching him just sitting down on some shots. He's not really feinting an awful lot. He's just kind of timing individual one-shots there, Doc, and more often than not, they keep catching Reaper as he's moving his head off the center line.
Both of them are trading straights. It's even when he isn't moving his head off the center line, he's still getting clipped. It seems like Reaper's head movement is going to be the deficit, as you mentioned, but the lead hook there landing straight goes pierces through that block. The overhand at the very end land.
I mean, one thing that Reaper does fantastically well over here, Dog, is he kind of has a knack, right, to continue the combination. So Anakin, anytime he hits you and there is like a hit stun that's involved, he just has a kind of a knack for making sure that he follows that up with the perfect kind of combination to kind of get the most damage out of that situation. Gets that block low, continues that momentum, and I think that's why a lot of people have difficulties with him, because it doesn't really matter how good your defense is. He just kind of continues to pound through that.
Yeah, no, he really does. Like, if you're going to stand in his face, he's going to kick he's going to work your block to death, and then he's going to keep landing shot after shot just so it doesn't recover. And so then when he does have enough stamina, that's low, that's gone. Nearly gets clipped with the miss head kick, body kick there, leads on the lead overhand, but both of them are just in this in and out game, trying to engage at the right moments, Luna.
Yeah, any moment you can see that chin of Reaper could be completely and utterly ended, but so could it be for the champion, Doc. He catches him with a beautiful counter, not able to follow it up, but that's got to be confidence building. This is 5 rounds, remember, and we're only at the kind of early part of the second round. Still 3 minutes 25.
That front kick again being the issue. Gets one in retaliation, doesn't do as much damage this time. Minutes left on the clock. Reaper's now put on the pace. His head health is low. We see that slip hook again. Elbows are now hoping to clip. The switch doesn't land. I feel like Reaper's game now is going to be that cardio.
Yeah, for certain, brother, for certain. I mean, look, Reaper's got cardio for days, but look at the chin. The head health was eternally blinking there. Anytime he eats a jab, it's almost down to half. There it is. Just one big hook, bro. Our traders went, wrong time kick, and the head health just kind of went bye-byes for a moment.
It really is going to be an interesting time. Whitaker needs one shot. I feel like for Bisping, it's multiple shots. He's got the cardio for it, but can he do it without getting punched in the face is the question. 2 minutes left in the second round, and so far this seems to be Atakan's fight.
But the thing is, if the contender, the challenger, is able to survive not only for this next 1 minute 40 that's on the clock, but maybe kind of that midpoint of round 3, I think the fight actually starts to become his. He just needs to start mitigate some of the damage or land something big, Doc. He sits him down once again. The way that Reaper's digging deep to find this damage is a little bit inspiring, brother.
Yeah, if Reaper can just not get hurt, I do agree coming into that second round. But there you see that slip hook, another up kick there, managing to get some
fucking hell, bro.
Kick. Both of them are just...
That's got to be it.
No.
Oh.
Impressive survival right there by Reaper, going into sprawl now. Anakin getting straight back up on the feet, wanting to get their finish there. Klinko jumps into guard, but Reaper...
One shot. How is he alive, brother? How is he alive?
I'm not quite sure, to be honest. This cardio game is an interesting time. Atakan's down to about half cardio, but Bisping's the same purely from the knockdowns he has experienced.
Yeah, his recovery is a little bit larger, but it's obviously the head health, the overall stamina game. There's 3 rounds potentially left on the clock there, Doc. Bisping is going to continue to, have a fantastic recovery. It's not like Robert Whitaker doesn't. It's just that Bisping's is on another level, especially that 5-star Bisping, which he is currently. So they touch gloves. Not as massive a deficit as you would imagine, but like you said, largely in part to the damage being caused by the champion as he sits him down. That up kick is probably the technique of the fight, has kept each guy in it for a considerable amount of time.
It really has. The up kick is playing the game. We may see that later on. It's just the amount of knockdowns. Both of them got that massive recovery as well, so you're going to see constantly, I feel like. It may go 5 rounds due to it, but Bisping's already on the back foot. Anakin again peppering that block over and over again. You mentioned it earlier. Just has a knack for it.
Who is refereeing this fight? We got Mario Sam attacking yourself. Oh Jesus. Well, the champion, and still that is LW Atakan getting his hand raised early in the competition for the first time this evening. Potentially not the last, Doc. He that was vintage Atakan. He came out threw hands and did so with authority, brother. He didn't waste time here this evening, and made sure that, kind of set the precedence for himself for the rest of the evening.
Yeah, he really did. We saw every bit of Atakan there. We saw